morning or evening, depending on where you are. This is the Morning Garden Show. Watching lots of gardening videos today. Oh, hello, how you doing? Oh, let's see. Creek Walker. All right now. I've been watching videos all day today, and I thought I'd use that as my title today because the best videos I saw today were of those poor farmers that are from Mexico. Some are from India, and you should see some of the things that they do. I mean, they have no money. Some of them to really plant a big elaborate garden, but what they do, they can run over top of a lot of people. The way that they use what they have on hand, there's one gentleman making fertilizer from weeds and grass, and that was something that I've always prided myself on. And then there was another lady who was growing weeds. I mean, excuse me, growing her plants, but she mulched her whole garden with weeds. She used weeds to mulch. I thought that was interesting, and it was just beautiful. And I just kept watching video after video, and these are like videos I've never seen before because I watch a lot of gardening videos, and and you can get great ideas from them. But these are some of my ideas that I've been had on file for about 3 weeks now, and I've been put together some ideas. And every once in a while, I'll go through and I will tweak certain things. I will tweak certain things like tomatoes are best planted deep. They're just best planted deep. They do better. They are able to pull in more nutrients to produce the fruit that you want. And you can either lay them down or you could dig it. I have a shovel that's about 12 inches deep, and that shovel I bought primarily for just my tomatoes. $40 shovel just for tomatoes. And I said I want to do that because I will probably always like to have tomatoes as part of my garden. Now this year, I'm planting a black brandy wine, I believe it is. It's a black brandy wine, and I'm excited about that because when you look at the photos they showed of it, they almost look they almost look black, but it's just a really dark purple. But we know that brandy wine is one of your best tasting tomatoes. It's just one of them. Also, this year, I think I'm going to try out really staying on top of those suckers on the tomato plants because I don't want a whole bunch of plant. I just want to get the fruit, and so I'm definitely going to be on top of that. Peppers. In a few more weeks, we're talking no more than maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks, I'll be starting my peppers indoors. Now, we got a lot of cold weather coming this way to Maryland. They're talking about possible more snow. They're talking about possibly getting down into the teens, but that's fine. The thing about it is my pepper plants, especially the hot peppers, you need to give them a much longer start. It takes them longer to germinate, the hot peppers. And I'm growing my own plants because I refuse to go into a store and hand people $3 and $4 per plant. I just can't do it. My spirit won't let me do it. Cow compost is out. Cow compost is out. Cow compost is out, period. Because I did more research, and the fact that I call a company that produces compost that cows produce, their waste material. And they can't really tell you what's in it. That disturbs me. I asked them, are the cows that you collect their waste from, can you give it to me in writing that they have not been injected with chemicals, or they're not eating grass that have been sprayed with chemicals that kill weeds? And they can't answer that question. And the thing about it is, if a cow eats or ingests plant life that's been sprayed to not kill the grass that he's eating, but to kill the weeds, they could kill your vegetable garden. And they could lay in your vegetable garden after you put that stuff down for years. So when I hear that, I go, oh, no, 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 no. I can't do this. In all fairness, I can't do that. Now, I haven't had any issues with using a cow manure, but to be on the safe side, no, not going to do it. I'm going to switch, excuse me, to just primarily using my compost, my own compost. And so that being said, that will also save me money, because cow compost is about $5 something a bag. And I don't really absolutely need it, because I have some great compost in the yard anyway. But I like to use cow manure. But if he can't tell me, if they can't produce anything in writing that the fertilizer from the cow has not been sprayed, his food hasn't been sprayed, he has not been taking injections for different reasons, then I don't want to deal with him. Simple as that. It's that simple. Okay, so at any rate, bone meal, fertilizers. I have tons of fertilizer. I have lots of fertilizer, no question about it. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm having a good day, and I am excited. I'm totally excited. That's my thing about is gardening. I am so excited that I'm ready to get started. Now, I went to a store yesterday and I purchased some meat items, turkey, and they had ginger, and I went and took a look at the ginger. And this is an urban store, and they had some nice looking pieces of ginger, except one thing. I wonder, why was all of the eyes cut off? Not all of them, but the majority of the eyes were cut off. They were cut off, folks. And I said, should I get this at $3.99 a pound? $3.99 a pound. Why so high? Well, ginger is highly sought after. And that's why I want to grow this year as much of it as I possibly can. And I'm thinking about actually buying more ginger to put in the ground. And that would satisfy my taste to have ginger, ready to go. So I have a few more days. I can go to my other grocery store where I bought that ginger from, but I was looking for a different variety of ginger. And I said, well, how far are you willing to keep messing around? You're losing time. You need to get the ginger in the ground, starting to grow. You want to do that as soon as possible. You don't want to keep waiting. And so that being said, I'm ready to, get this ball rolling. Even if I have to get more of my same ginger, that will be fine. And so that's how that works. I'm ready to roll now. What light of your seedlings or sunshine? What lights for your seedlings or sunshine? Let's see. I think you're asking, let me see, what lights of your seedlings or sunlight? Well, when I first start them out, I guess you're asking that question. When I first start out, it's going to be lights, and then I will harden them off. Start indoors. I'll harden them off indoors with a fan, and that's what I will be doing. I think that's the question you asked. And so, excuse me. That being said, I'm stoked, folks. I'm so excited. Let's get this thing going. You know, look at that. I mean, I can't, I'm just saying, I'm ready to go. I got the ginger indoors growing. Excuse me, I got them in there, ready and paused, ready to go. And like I said, I want to grow 3 large containers for ginger. And that's what I want. I want 3 large containers of ginger. Yes, ginger it is. And then to have eventually a cup of tea from my fresh ginger. Just finished watching a little quick clip. It was a video, and we're talking about somewhere in China they grow this ginger that's way better than what we get here, and it's smells better, it's more potent than the ginger we get here. So you should try it. And I'm looking at that going, well, okay, but if it's sold here and I get a hold of a piece of it, I will grow it. And that's how that works. I am excited. That I am, to get the ginger started, to get the ball rolling. More ginger, excuse me. I just want more ginger. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm ready to also, everything is going to be grown in bulk. Everything. I saw one of your videos where you started seeds using a winter sowing method. And just wait a minute. I was watching it. Wait a minute. I was watching that same video today because I looked through my archive, which is on. I can't show you right now. It's a hard drive here, and I was watching it on that. It works. Let's see. What was your success using it? It works. It works. It actually works. It works. It really well. I mean, I saved up all these jugs from things like orange juice, mainly. They had like a wider mouth on it, maybe like about the wide as this, And what I did was cut them in half, and I filled them up with a good soil mix that you could buy or you could make. I made my own. I always do that. I'm proud of that. I make my own soil mix. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. And what I do is you sprinkle the seeds in there, you cover them up very little, and you put the jug together, tape it back together. I use duct tape, tape it back together, get everything together, label everything, and set them out so that they can get rain in them, and they could get rain in them or snow in them. Now, you do put some holes in the bottom, because if you get a lot of rain, you know what I'm saying, it'll fill up with water. You don't want that. You want it to be able to drain straight through. When I did it, I did different seeds. I mean, you could do peppers, tomatoes, what they call them things. You could a lot of different things you could do in them. Can you start tomatoes and peppers? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You could do it. Yeah, tomatoes and peppers are great for that method. And the great thing about it is, you don't have to worry about them. As soon as Mother Nature says it's time for them to show, that's when they'll show. Because you'll have one, you're welcome anytime. You'll have, like, if you do lettuce, they'll pop up first. Spinach will pop up first. I did spinach in there very, very well. I had a lot of spinach. And then when you take them out and you open them, then you put them in pots that are bigger, like pots about that big across, and put your spinach in them and fertilize the soil real good. And the spinach will just take off and grow beautiful and everything. And you don't have to ever worry about them being in the house in a way. You take the jugs, you save them for next year. And when you cut your jugs, cut them all away, except for I leave a hinge on there, about an inch. A hinge, so you can bend it open, put the soil in, put the seeds in, fold it back close, tape it together, put the holes in there. And then when you get ready for your next year, you put all those those containers in a trash bag, plastic, put it in the shed, and when it come time, boom, pull them back out, get you some fresh tape, bada boom, bada bang, you all set and you rolling. It works. It works. No question about it. It works. It works. You put the soil in there. 3 inches of soil. Sprinkle your seeds. Put a little bit of soil on top, about 1/4 of an inch, and tape them up. Set them outside. I don't care how cold it is. I don't care how much snow you got on the ground out there. Set them out there. Snow, water, rain, whatever, and it'll drain through because you got holes in the bottom. And when it's time for them to come up, they're gonna come up, and you're gonna enjoy seeing it because you're gonna say, "I don't believe this. This works." And you only start messing with them when you see your first set of true leaves on them, and that's when you start saying, "Okay, now I got to change these out," and that's how it works. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Got 3 thumbs up, folks. 3 of them. So that's what I do. I mean, you know, I love that method. Yeah, it works. It works. And everything you primarily need for your garden, a lot of times, is right there in your garden. Those let me see. I use milk jugs too. I use milk jugs. Yeah, I did use milk jugs. Those are opaque kind of white kind looking deals. Yeah, I use them. Yep. Yep. I guess that's it. I did have a good time with it. They grow, but the only problem with it is, I would say, is almost sometimes all of them come at one time. If you got okra in there, okra takes a little longer. But if you got spinach, lettuce, cabbage, kale, you could put different things in there. I mean, really. And whatever you do, don't make it complex. Do not make it complex. It is not. It's not. I gave you the keys to it right there. It's that because you go to some pages and they got them on there. They make that thing so complex. You said, "Wait a minute, now she said this, and then she said that. Wait, I don't understand. What does she mean when she say?" And it's not that complicated. All you're doing is mimicking nature. When seeds lay on the ground from fall, and just sit there, and when it gets warm enough, they come up. That's what you're doing. You're just doing it inside of a bottle. A jug, excuse me, a jug. Okay. Oh man, I'm having a good time here. I'm just thinking about definitely growing as much as I can this year. I'm really excited about the ginger. I've been excited about ginger a lot of years, but this year I'm excited about ginger. Yes. Okay. Yep. I'm so excited about what I got to do this year because I'm not using the techniques that I've been using in the old days, where I ran out and bought everything I needed. I just bought everything I needed, and that's when you start running the price up, and then you look at it and you go, wow, I can't believe I spent all this money. And then when you get a few tomatoes, a few peppers, a few pieces of okra, it really wasn't worth what you put in there. I said you can use the milk jugs for the ginger. No. I don't want to. No, not the ginger. I mean, you can use them in there to heal them in. That's about all would want to do with a milk jug. I want to just heal them in there, you know, until it's time to put them outside. But I have plenty of containers to do what I got to do with the ginger. But I want to. There's a store I went to, a Korean store, and they sold Korean items. Of course, they sold lots of Korean items actually. I could damn it's just thought about something. It's 30 degrees, and I got my furnace off because I'm using my pellet stove. I love that old pellet stove. Um, so I've been running it now. Let's see, it's $5 for 8 hours of runtime. It's not bad. What do you think? Um, I am thinking about ginger because ginger is expensive. Peppers are expensive. That's why I'm growing peppers this year. Peppers are expensive. To tomatoes, overkill because they are a profit uh, product. Yeah, let's see. I say, is the ginger when the grow lights are near a sunny location in your house? And near a sunny location. They're not under a light. You only use your lights when a plant emerges. That's the only time you use lights. Um, and no, you don't. No. I put them near the window. As long as you got a room that's at least 65, 70 degrees, the ginger will do fine. And when you pull them out of there, heck, they might actually already started rooting. And when they start that rooting, you're halfway there because it takes a long time for them to produce what they got to produce. Put them in when you put them outside. Don't put them in direct sunlight. Put them in a partial kind of light, kind of shady area. That's what you want. Do not put them in direct sunlight. I said, is ginger under grow lights on there? Okay, yeah, that's what you want. And ginger will grow beautifully. It's a tropical plant. Um, they're hogs. They like to eat. So don't do like I did one year and put them in there and be feeding them once a month and saying to yourself they fine. No, they're gonna look good, but when you go to pull your ginger out, you're not gonna have much ginger down in there because you didn't feed them. You feed the ginger, you get the big pieces of ginger. You get the uh, when you get them big, when it actually start busting out the side of your pots and all that stuff, them plastic pots start busting. Some of them it'll bust the pots because they're trying to get more room. And you want to make sure that you know, you feed them, take care of them, and if you're not sure, read up on them. But sometimes I can't even tell you to read up on them because sometimes they'll sit there and give you the wrong information. I don't know how many books, excuse me, about gardening I have had that were feeding wrong information. It was one of my first books. Can't remember the title of it. Complete Guide to Home Gardening or something like that. Um, I don't know if that was the name. I'm just spitballing there, but I'm just saying um, it showed me how to garden. It said things like till the soil and then put a 10-10-10 fertilizer in, and I followed that stuff, and it works. It works, but it wasn't really the right way to do it because it was telling me to till, and tilling will kill your soil slowly, but it'll do it. Um, and then you got, excuse me, then you got 10-10-10, which is a man-made fertilizer. You don't want to use that on your crops over and over and over again because it'll burn roots and it'll salt your soil eventually. Um, you don't want to use that. It's synthetic, and you don't want to use that. So um, as I kept learning as the years went on, that's when I said, wait a minute. When you walk by a forest and you see the big pretty trees and all the grass and weeds and bushes and everything growing all over the place, and you say, wait a minute, nobody comes out here and gardens, fertilizes, waters, clips, prune, do anything. This is all happening on its own. And I went up the hill and I started fishing, and I saw what Mother Nature was doing. Mother Nature was handling all her business on her own. I walked back towards my car. I got to walk about a block, and I'm looking at the forest. And I'm looking at it. I'm saying, is this forest man-made, or is this forest just as a natural forest? And to me, it looked natural. Everything was growing. Trees were tall and beautiful. Underneath was grass and weeds and vines and all throughout the area. And I said, how is this being done? So I started getting into what they call natural farming or natural gardening. And I saw where people were cutting down weeds and grass and letting them hit the ground and allowing them to fertilize the soil. And I started doing it about 5 or 6 years ago and saw the difference. I was amazed. I would eat my corn, pull the stalks up and drop them on the ground. And then I found out it was a better way to do it. Just break it off and leave it in the ground, but just lay it down. Go out there with the weed trimmer, trim down all of the weeds, all of the grass, and just let it lay down. And when it laid down, it created all this rich fertilizer, all of this rich compost. And I would let it lay there all fall and winter, and it would rain on it, it would snow on it. It was just a beautiful deal. And when spring would come, it would get all this fresh ground cover, which was some type of soft leafed weed. I don't know the name of it. And I would go all through that with the lawnmower, because now everything is low where I get to it. And I noticed that the corn stalks were gone. All the weeds from the tomato plants and the weeds that I pulled up or cut down, most of that was gone. And I started planting right in between each everything. But I didn't know back at that time that I could have actually went through my other part of my property and used a lawnmower, which I purchased one just for that purpose. And it's got a bag on the back, and use the bag and create a mulch that I could put around my plants as well mulch. And it would act as fertilizer. It would also act as it would help condition the soil. It would also help keep the soil warm instead of absolutely hot when the summer hits. It would keep the soil temperature regulated. I was on to something. I said, wait a minute. I don't have to go out and buy bales of straw, because you want to stay away from the hay. You really want to stay away from the hay, because see what the farmers are doing, because they're trying to make their living. They are trying to grow hay that doesn't have a lot of weeds throughout it. So what they do is they spray it. And the chemical that they use kills broadleaf plants, broadleaf. So some of that chemical gets into your ground, and it starts to kill your plants that you grow. The corn, not corn, but it starts to kill the broadleaf plants you grow: spinach, lettuce, cabbage, you name it, kale, collard greens. It starts to kill them because you're using hay, and that's how it gets there. And it can last in your soil for years. So to avoid that would be to keep the hay out of your off of your grounds, and that's what you want to do. All right. Well, I have some seed in their way. That's what I'm checking on now. I ordered some seeds. Walmart took too long to get the seeds there, and I realized that I should have waited maybe, because they got the 50-cent seeds that come in with Walmart, and you want to grab those when you see them. They also have 20-cent seeds, but I steer clear of those. But the 50-cent seeds, but definitely make certain that you take advantage of bargains when you see them. I do that when I see fertilizer, always organic fertilizer. I definitely take advantage of those type things. Like if I can get $7 bag of fertilizer for $1.25. I'm good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Morning Garden Show. I want to thank you for stopping by. Really, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate you. This has been the Morning Garden Show. I want to thank you, and remember to keep on growing. Thank you very much.